something. Let me tell you something. I'm trying to be rich. Okay. No, but seriously, I want to become rich in all of the ways outside of money first. Now, let's be honest, it would be nice to have a little extra cushion in my purse and in my bank account, and we'll get there. But there are so many other ways to become rich that matter way more importantly than money. You can always spot a person who has richness in their life versus a person who only has monetary richness. These two people, they move vastly different. To be rich in life means to be rich in quality, rich in your friendships and relationships, rich in solitude, rich in calmness, rich in happiness, rich in clarity. I mean, do y'all see where I'm going with this? It's like I said, richness comes in many different forms, but the one that we want to dig into today is to become rich in peace. So if you guys caught my last video about authentically having that it girl energy, I mentioned that there are some trends that definitely aided in me becoming this woman that I am today. Now, one thing about me though, when it comes to these trends that are out there, I am definitely going to sit down and I'm going to create my own perspective. I can't just go with what somebody else says. I have to make sure that I'm really pulling out the things that I need for myself. One of those trends that really helped me was living the soft life. I feel like the main reason this helped me change my life so much was because after I had time to dissect what it meant to live a soft life, the biggest takeaway that I noticed was the fact that you slow down and you enjoy a more fruitful life. Slowing down definitely helps us realize how much we have, and we end up finding peace within the process of life itself, time delays and all. You could be rich in peace right now in your life and really adopt that soft life where we are taking on the slow living and peacefulness really takes precedence. But in order to do that, baby, we have got to stop tolerating nonsense in our life. What is up, my loves? Welcome back to another video. Thanks for coming to hang out with me today. Okay. Anywho, let's go ahead and jump into another juicy topic. As always, if you want to follow me on short form for some of the style, the makeup, the glam, all of the cutesy stuff, you already know where to find me. Links are below for all of my short form platforms because here on YouTube, we are keeping it about the conversation, baby. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, now we gotta first identify this nonsense that's taking place in our lives. For example, do you have trouble saying no? If you have trouble saying no, you're definitely tolerating nonsense. And at that, it is self-inflicted. Struggling to tell people no is you definitely opting in to deal with nonsense. You most definitely just checkmark that box that says, yes, please sign me up for overcommitting. Overcommitting is definitely a road that leads us to depletion. Now, you please tell me, where is the peace in that? Where is peace located in completely emptying yourself? Things like gossip? Oh, no, ma'am. Nope. That is pure nonsense. The first thing about gossip is definitely going to keep you stressed. It keeps you surrounded by nothing but negative energy. And most importantly, it really keeps you from executing your personal goals. Let me tell you, okay, if you have time to talk about who so-and-so went on a date last night, but you know for a fact that he still messed with his baby mama, but then you heard through the grapevine from your cousin on your daddy's side that he don't even have a job because your cousin's brothers and sisters work with him at the warehouse and y'all know the reason he got fired. You have way too much time on your hands and I am going to need you to find something else to do. I need you to find something productive to fill in that time with. Spending your precious time engaging in nonsense like this is doing absolutely nothing for you. The drama, all of it, it has to go. Do you guys want to know another nonsense factor that came to mind? And this is something that honestly we have all tolerated at some point, but it's not one that easily comes to mind. It's procrastination. Procrastination is something that is definitely self-inflicted nonsense that we deal with. Waiting until the last minute causes more stress. It causes unnecessary pressure. It potentially causes missed opportunities. And on top of that, it just really gives us some extremely bad habits. Remember, the goal is to stop tolerating all nonsense. And this comes from yourself and others. Anything that is getting in the way of you gaining that life of peace. Anything that causes stress is definitely causing a disturbance to your peace. So you have to find ways to deal with the procrastination that is in your life right now. I'll give you guys an example of something so simple in my life, but it was causing me so much procrastination that at some point I was just like, I have to stop. Laundry stresses me out. I don't think y'all understand the magnitude of which I speak. I honestly don't know what it was, but anytime I saw a basket of laundry, I would just get irritated. I would walk past my room, me and my husband, we have a laundry basket. Then I walk past my older son's room. He's got clothes stacked up to the ceiling. Then I go past the other two's room. They've got clothes stacked to the ceiling. So it used to just bother me. I hated doing laundry, didn't want to do it. Well, obviously, the more that I push it off, the more clothes are piling up. And you got to think, in a household of 5, our laundry piles up in literally like 2 days. The way that I started dealing with that is one day I was like, you know what? Either I'm going to continue to be irritated by seeing all these clothes stacked up, or I'm just gonna have to choose to do laundry every day. And I chose doing laundry every single day. I would rather wash 1 load of clothes and fold it that day versus allowing 2 and 3 and 4 days to pass by before I get to the laundry, because like I said, with 5 people, it just stacks up too quick. So I don't want to wait till it's stacked up. I just want to stay on top of it as I go along. Also, forcing myself to do laundry every single day, I started creating a better habit when it came to laundry. So like I said, it could be something as simple as that. That procrastination coming from laundry was stressing me out and adding more stress in my life, because what? Now I have to potentially spend a whole day trying to wash 5 to 8 loads of clothes. And who really wants to do that? Like, that would literally take me hours upon hours and hours. So if we're going to identify the nonsense in our lives, we have to start coming up with some strategies to actually deal with this nonsense and weed it out once and for all. Absolutely no secret here. The first thing that we want to do is we have got to start setting some boundaries. But the most important boundaries are going to be the ones that you uphold yourself. Only you are aware of the level of peace that you are trying to obtain in your life. And in order to reach that peace, you are going to have to master respecting your own boundaries. And honestly, you have to master that before you can even require somebody else to respect your boundaries. If I go back to the laundry example, dealing with the procrastination that came from that, what boundary am I learning to respect? I'm learning to respect the boundaries of my time. I am one person with a family, with friends, with a full-time job, with a YouTube channel, etc., etc., etc. And then on top of all of that, I still have to find time for myself spiritually, physically, and mentally. I've got to learn the importance of respecting the boundaries of my time. It's my responsibility to learn balance when it comes to time management so that it can contribute to a more peaceful flow over my days. There is one thing that I love when it comes to setting boundaries. You get to immediately decide what you will and will not put up with any longer. When you truly get to that point in your life where you are done tolerating nonsense, it is like an on-off switch. And it's at this point where that effective communication definitely kicks in. Practice being very clear in the dialogue you have with yourself first, so that when you do get to that point where you need to start communicating to others these new established boundaries that you have zero room for nonsense to even potentially creep in, because you have been very clear in what it is that you want for yourself. You have to be absolutely firm when you are demanding this new way of life. I demand my peace. I demand my soft life and living in gratitude. I've learned to be assertive and clear versus passive and spineless. Only you can prioritize what really matters to you. I mean, this is your life we're talking about. You are the only one who can make the chess pieces move on your board. So from here on out, it is all about peace, and it is all about having real wealth. You have to be willing to fully adopt a mindset of peace and positivity. And I say that because it is going to require you to move completely different than what you're used to. So what I mean by that is, say for instance, you're somebody who doesn't respond too well, and when you're having conversations, it's easy for you to enter into that defensive mode. you can't move like this anymore, because that type of attitude, that type of energy is now a disturbance to the peace that you're trying to gain. So with a situation like that, it is best that we learn to not take things so personally. And on top of that, learn to process information, like truly sit for a minute and process before responding. That way we can make sure we're responding in a way that reflects where we are in life right now. We're gonna do some gratitude practice. That should be a given at this point, but we definitely want to take a step back and find every single thing in your life that you could be grateful for. And this is not going to take you one day, I can guarantee you that. If you really sat back, there are thousands upon thousands of things that each of us have in our life right now that we could be grateful for. The more gratitude that we can find in our lives right now means that it'll give us more happiness at this point in our life. Because honestly, a lot of us, and I'm guilty of it too, but a lot of us will attach our happiness to moments in the future, and we don't even know if those moments are gonna come. We don't know when they're gonna come. So why keep attaching your happiness to something that's down the line? I want happiness right now. My favorite aspect though about gaining more peace and actual real wealth in your life is definitely the simplicity and the minimalism, which goes back to what? Living that soft life. I want my life to be simplified. I want my life to be peaceful. I want happiness. I want thriving relationships, thriving friendships. Choosing to live a simpler life does not mean that you're choosing to live a boring life. You're choosing to declutter everything internally and externally in your space. You're choosing to declutter, but you're also choosing to reduce the amount of stress that you are experiencing, which is going to give you an overall better quality of life. And lastly, before we go ahead and wrap the video, let's go ahead and briefly discuss building wealth outside of money. Health is wealth, health is wealth, health is wealth. We have heard that statement a million times, but do we understand the depth of what that statement really means? Your mindset, your physical health, and your perspective are greater assets to you than money will ever be. Well, why is that? Because you need those three things to actually make money anyway. So when we think about it from this perspective, you yourself are the wealth builder. You must stop tolerating nonsense from yourself, and then you must stop tolerating nonsense from outside parties. It is your choice, and this choice is going to make you become rich in peace. And all of us want to become rich in peace. I mean, we want to live lives that are peaceful, non-drama or no drama, not non-drama. Y'all know what I mean. We're not dealing with drama. We're not dealing with stress. And we want to build these lives for ourselves that really allow us to live a beautiful life for the right here and the right now in the present moment. So prayerfully, this conversation helped you with something. Maybe it sparked an idea in your head, or maybe it gave you some inspiration or some motivation to stop dealing with things in your life, because you don't have to deal with it. We choose to deal with it, and I'm done. I don't have no more energy for it. So I appreciate you guys so very much for coming to hang out with me, coming to watch me run my mouth on camera. But again, I do this because I just want to try to give you guys some type of encouragement, some type of motivation. And yeah, so I'm gonna keep showing up and doing the same thing. But anyway, let me go ahead and jump off of here. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for showing me all the love. I truly appreciate it. So until next time, my loves.